I'm Ben Meiselas from the Midas Touch podcast. You know, Donald Trump isn't even putting up a defense about stealing top secret, sensitive, compartmented information from the government and hiding it at his resort where he lives in Mar-a-Lago and obstructing a Department of Justice investigation and having lawyers that work with him lie to the Department of Justice that they turned back the records. He's not even trying to defend it. What he's simply saying is, and this is what I'll play you the clip. He's simply saying, if you go after me, there is going to be big problems. And then he's also saying, these are mine. As a former president, I could do whatever I want. If I want to declassify records and place the lives of Americans overseas and here in jeopardy, if I want to declassify top secret documents and not tell anybody and allow our foreign adversaries to go in and kill Americans and destroy our national security interests, so be it. So be it. And you have MAGA Republicans rallying around that and supporting that, which is the exact opposite of law and order. So here's the clip I first want to play with you is Donald Trump on the Hugh Hewitt show, a radical right extreme show. And this is Donald Trump saying, just like a mobster, right out of a mob movie, him saying, there will just be big problems if I get indicted. Play the clip.
You know the old saying, a prosecutor can indict a ham sandwich if they want to. I'm just asking, if there is such a prosecutor and they indict you, would that deter you from running for president again?
I don't think the people of the United States would stand for it. And as you know, if a thing like that happened, I would have no prohibition against running. You know that. You've already
I do. And that's what I want people to understand. That would not take you out of the arena.
It would not. But I think if it happened, I think you'd have problems in this country, the likes of which perhaps we've never seen before. I don't think the people of the United States would stand for it.
What kind of problems, Mr. President?
I think they'd have big problems. Big problems. I just don't think they'd stand for it. They will not sit still and stand for this ultimate of hoaxes.
You know, what you're just listening to, that is obstruction of justice. People get charged for obstruction, rightfully so, for far less in this country than what you just heard. Donald Trump is being investigated for violations of the Espionage Act, for obstruction, for mutilation and concealment of records, which we know to be top secret, sensitive, compartmented information. And his response isn't, no, I didn't take them. That's not what his response is. His response isn't, this is a big misunderstanding here. It's not what he's saying. He's saying there will be big problems, and says that people aren't going to stand for it. And those are the triggering words. He knows what he's doing. He knows the exact line, which he's already crossed, but he knows that he's just not going to specifically say, hey, I want you to do this, this, and this, because he'll go on his social media platform and then he will repost statements like him wearing QAnon pins and the other 80 to 100 posts he does in the morning on that platform, like before 10 a.m., with all the coded language that the radical extreme followers talk about as meaning there should be an overthrow of our democracy. And that's what the Republican Party today freaking stands for. It's horrible and horrific. And now I'll play this other clip from Hugh Hewitt where Donald Trump says he appears to say and concede that he did declassify these records, but then somewhat pivots and says that Kash Patel, who was the former chief of staff to the acting secretary of defense, and Kash Patel was like a low-level congressional aide who was one of the main proponents of the big lie and trying to overthrow our democratic processes in 2020, one of the main proponents of that. And to this day continues to spread the big lie. He said, oh, Kash Patel saw that the other mobster saw that I declassified these records. First off, declassification is not an element of the crime. Stealing the government records is the crime. That you can't just steal these government records that don't belong to you. But when you listen to this clip of Trump saying that he declassified these records, I want to remind you of a clip that I played the other day from Democratic Congress member Cicilline from Rhode Island. But first, let me play you this clip from Trump.
And then the last one, Mr. Patel said he witnessed you giving verbal orders to declassify the papers that ended up at Mar-a-Lago. Do you remember making those orders?
That's correct. And not only that, I think it was other people also were there. But I have the absolute right to declassify. Absolute. A president has that absolute right. And a lot of people aren't even challenging that anymore.
So the clip you just saw, now let me go back and let me play for you this clip the other day we did a video about from Congressmember Cicilline from Rhode Island, who talks about classification status in general and puts it in the precise and stark terms. This is where Democrats are on the issue. Play the clip.
The National Security Council has to be made aware when a president declassifies documents. It can result in the death of Americans who are keeping us safe. That's why there's a process in place to do it. So the National Security Team is aware of the action of the executive branch. That did not happen in this case. You can't declassify something in secret retroactively only when you get caught with top secret documents stolen from the White House.
I understand.
Thank you. And it is horrifying that the position that Congressmember Cicilline was making right there was actually in contrast to the Republican position, which not only is that Trump should be permitted to have a wave a magic wand, declassify anything, even if it means our troops are going to be killed and other Americans are going to be killed and our national security is going to be imperiled. Not only that, but we need to dismantle and break up the FBI because of what took place at Mar-a-Lago, where the FBI conducted a search pursuant to a lawful search warrant where probable cause was found the stolen contraband, which is top secret, sensitive, compartmented information, which indeed may be nuclear secrets as well, according to very credible reports and sources with knowledge. The Republican position is for that. We should disband. The FBI is rogue. The FBI, as Trump calls them, because it's always projection, are monsters and mobsters. No, sir. You are a mobster. You are a monster. You MAGA Republicans are extremists who are destroying this country, and we are calling you out each and every day. You're weak, you're frauds, you're dangerous, you're despicable, and you're all criminals. And we will hold you accountable through democratic processes, small d, democratic processes, because here in the United States of America, democracy will prevail. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit the subscribe button right now. We just passed 500,000 subs. We're already on our way to 600,000 subs as of this recording. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. And if you want to support independent media, we always get asked, hey, I'm living in America, or hey, I'm living abroad. How do I help build this platform? This is a platform that I haven't seen before on cable news or anywhere before. You could be a part of the growth if you aren't already. And one way you can do that is by joining us at our Patreon site, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Patreon.com/MeidasTouch. There are different membership tiers. One tier is you can become a producer of our podcast. Another tier, you can get postcards from us. We have exclusive merch drops, exclusive podcast content, and it's just a way you can just help grow this platform and support the type of content that we are providing here for you today. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Until next time.
MeidasTouch is unapologetically pro-democracy. And look, we know you are too. So please make sure you check out our best-selling shirt and our best-selling gear, the unapologetically pro-democracy gear. And hey, while you're at it, make sure you check out my favorite shirt and one of our most famous designs. It wasn't rigged, you're just a loser. At store.MeidasTouch.com. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.